Hi and welcome to my classic old school blues solo of the month. This is for the month of May. And for this month's lesson we're going to take the solo from the song Looking Back by Johnny Guitar Watson. And this song has a very short but very cool solo played in the key of G. Now as he does on most of his songs, Johnny Guitar Watson used a capo. And since the song is in G, we're going to put the capo on the 3rd fret. And that allows us to play out of the first position E, and that actually becomes our G. So that's a G instead of an E, but we're playing the E position. And you'll see why he does this. Most blues players who did this did it so they could play the same licks that you can play in the key of E. And Johnny Guitar Watson, if you watch my other video that I have on his playing, I have also a video on one of his instrumentals. I go through a lot of this stuff. You haven't seen that, then this will be first time and I think you'll really enjoy it. The tune Looking Back is in G. I'll only play the solo for you one time all the way through the best I can, and then I'll break it down phrase by phrase. And I do have tablature which I'll post for this as soon as I can. So here's the solo. That is basically the solo right there. So he starts out, we're in the key of E, so our second position blues box is right here. And so that first lick, he's starting on we'll go from the capo, so the 5th fret from the capo on the 2nd string. And he's going like this. Now he played bare fingered, so you hear a lot more snapping. More of that sound. I play with the pick, so I'm going to play it with the pick to teach you because I'm not real good at the bare fingers, but he does this. So he starts on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, then he goes to the 3rd fret of the 1st string, then to the 5th fret of the 1st string, and then he bounces on it, bounces back and forth. Hits it once, again, and then back to the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So the whole first lick. Then he does this quick bend, which he cuts off with his right hand palm, sets it on the strings and cuts out the sounds like this. And that is the first lick of the solo. And then he does a typical Johnny Guitar Watson lick. And this lick, this is a lick you play normally in E, and what I'm doing is sliding my finger, with middle finger, ring finger, whichever one you want to use. I'm going to use my ring finger, from the 4th fret to the 5th fret of the 2nd string while playing the open E string, which is now a G since we're playing in G. So the whole first part of the solo goes like this. So he's going, and he's sliding that same position from the 5th fret down to the 3rd with the open E still being played. So the whole thing so far. And then he's going, and he does this a lot. He's going to kind of bounce back and forth between the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and the 4th string. He's pulling off the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. And then he's going to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and then hitting very quickly an open 3rd string. So that whole first part. And then he goes into this double stop. And this is a typical blues lick if you're playing in the key of E. I'm sliding my first finger. It's going to be on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and my 2nd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. But then I slide from the 2nd fret with my first finger on the 2nd fret, and I move the position 1 fret up, like that. So the whole first part. So he's just doing that little slide there, which is a very common Johnny Guitar Watson thing. Then he does this. So he's doing this. When he slides, his ring finger or second finger is going to be at the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And he's going to slide it back to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and pull off when he gets to that 2nd fret. And you hear a open 3rd string very quickly. And he's going to end it on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And he climbs back the other way very quickly. And when he goes back, he starts on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and back into that lick again. So let's do the whole solo to that point. And then from this point he's going to go back and forth from that 2nd fret of the 4th string to the open 3rd to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So like this. He does that 3 or 4 times. Then he goes back into that double stop. And then the last lick of the solo. So let's take it up to the double stops. So the whole thing again. Just keeps playing along with me. Right there, he's going to slide into that double stop here with the open 1st string at the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and then he's going to hit the open E, and then the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, open 1st, like that. That's what I'm hearing when he's wrapping up the solo. And then an open 2nd string. He hits the open E again too. Like that. Open 2nd string. So the whole thing. Slide in at the 5th fret with the open E. Open E string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string, open E, open B, open 2nd string, like that. Then he's going to go, this is what it sounds like to me, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then a hammer on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. Then the B7th chord to finish it up. So it's a B7 since the B is the 5. Let's try the whole solo kind of slow, one time through. And I think I've got this, as I teach it, I may be off like one little thing here or there, but the tab that I have, I've tried to get it exactly like it is on the original song. But what this is a good song for is showing you some things you can do using the capo playing out of the E position, especially that lick. And that's one that Gatemouth Brown used quite a bit too, and Guitar Slim and some other guys who played with the capo. Okay, whole solo for Looking Back by Johnny Guitar Watson. One more time. I'll play it kind of slow. Back into the song. That is our classic solo lesson for the month of May. Johnny Guitar Watson's Looking Back. And a very simple solo, but if you play it right, it's really powerful, You got the bends, you got the double stops. You're playing in the first position E, which makes everything sound good. Listen to the original. Get the original tune by Johnny Guitar Watson and hear what I'm doing here if you're really trying to learn this stuff. And then mess around with it, play it your own way. Try it with the bare fingers, see if you can figure that out. Jimmy Vaughan's another guitar player who more recently in his career has played with the capo and does a lot of those same licks from Johnny Guitar Watson. I know he was a big Johnny Guitar Watson fan. Any questions, comments, contact me. I'll be glad to help you out. And I'll see you back in June with another classic blues solo from one of the great recordings in the 50s, 60s. See you later.